Hello again, everybody. This is me, Elspeth, back for my actual vlog this time. Thank you all for watching my silly cuts video earlier and for your nice comments. I'm still very embarrassed by it, but thank you for watching it and saying such lovely things. It was very flattering. Thank you. So basically, I'm going to do this next vlog. I've decided that when I do these vlogs, I'm probably going to do a movie review, so then I actually have something to talk about. I'll also ask if people have any questions they want to ask me to get to know me a bit better, but I think predominantly it'll be my opinion on movies. So we shall start this week talking about Les Misérables, as it is en français, or Les Mis if you're British. So I went to see Les Mis on opening night, and I also saw it on Wednesday last week. So I've seen it twice now to sort of get my opinions in place. I thought it was a very, very good production of a very good musical. So I was really worried about how they were going to do it, because I love the musical so much. I was worried about how it would come across in the cinema, if I would get bored, or if it would be, because it's very long. It's a long musical anyway, so I was very worried about how they would translate it onto the screen. But all in all, I thought it was very good. It was like 2.5 hours long, but you can sit through it quite comfortably, I think, or at least I could. I got very, very engrossed. I have to say, standout performances for me. Well, it would go to Hugh Jackman. I thought he was fantastic as Valjean. I mean, obviously, the singing's not perfect in a musical in a whole because they recorded it live as they were filming it. So they're all trying to do their acting thing and sing at the same time, or sword fight, or any sort of fight. So it's going to be a difficult task. So it does suffer a little bit, but it gives it a more edge of reality, I suppose, rather than these sort of pitch perfect singers, as it were. So singing for me wasn't an issue. I thought Hugh was brilliant. His acting's superb. I really felt for his character in the beginning. If you see the movie, he basically has this big inner turmoil at the beginning because he steals from a priest, and then the priest forgives him I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's seen it, but he does. There's a scene in a church, and it's just so moving. It's probably the most moving part of the film and the musical, actually, for me. And I was really glad to see Hugh Jackman do it justice. Anne Hathaway was very good as Fantine as well. She's getting a lot of recognition for it, rightly so. But it does entertain me that she's getting so much recognition for only being in a film for 20 minutes. So not a bad 20 minutes worth of work, is it? Biggest criticism of the film has to be Russell Crowe as Javert. Javert is my favourite character. He's sort of, to me, the most real character in it. He's so conflicted in the end. Like, in his character's sort of summation, he's so conflicted, and I just don't think Russell Crowe brought that. I mean, to me, there was just not enough turmoil within his character at the end to really do it justice, which is a real shame. You didn't really understand his motives. I don't think he translated that very well. And his singing was quite bad. I mean, think Pierce Brosnan in Mamma Mia bad. So that's very, very upsetting. Javert's song is my favourite song. Stars, it's a fantastic song. It's so deep and so many levels to it, and I just unfortunately didn't see that in the film. Supporting characters did very well. I thought everyone was very well cast. Eponine, like Gavroche, everyone was fantastic. Helena Bonham Carter and Sacha Baron Cohen did well as Monsieur and Madame Thénardier. Perhaps slightly too Sweeney Todd for my liking, but they were good. They got the point across of the characters and some comedic relief, which is nice in Les Mis because it is very, very heavy. And I thought the staging and the sets were fantastic. My only sort of gripe of that is sort of long overhead shots of France, especially the one at the beginning of a big ship, because it just looked so fake. It was ridiculous. So that opened up, and I was just like, oh god, if it's going to be like this the whole time, then not good. But it wasn't. So probably go for 4.5 out of 5 stars, because there are little bits and bobs that I think could have been done better, and they could have had a much better Javert. So 4.5 out of 5 for Les Mis. And go and see it if you haven't and you like musicals, because you will love it and it does it justice. If you like the musical, you will like the film. And if you like musicals in general, you will like the film. If you don't like musicals, you more than likely will hate the film because there's a lot of singing in Les Mis. It's much more singing than even regular musicals. Not a lot of dialogue. So yeah, that's the Les Mis movie review. I thought I would continue with this blog. I've asked some people if they wanted to ask me anything to get to know me a little better. So I've had a couple of friends have messaged me some questions, so I'll just go through them quickly, so you can learn a bit more of what's going on in my head. So the first one was from Reese, and what's your greatest achievement so far? I suppose there's two answers to this. I mean, I think that the thing that's probably the greatest achievement on paper is my degree, and I'm very proud of actually achieving it. I always thought I was going to get a 2-1 at university, and I worked really hard towards getting that. And then at the end of the day, I ended up with the first, and that kind of blew me away. I didn't realise that I would be capable of it, but I was. So on paper, that's probably the greatest achievement. But another sort of personal one for me was when I was in high school playing hockey. When I started off in my first year, a little 10-year-old or whatever playing hockey, my dream was to get to the first 11, the first 11 team at school. And when I was in my 6th year at high school, my last year, I managed to be their keeper. So that was a big achievement for me. It was probably my proudest thing, was playing for that team every week and going on tour with them, and it was just a really nice thing, and been something that I'd wanted for 5 years, and then to finally get it after training really hard for it, it was really good. I think that'd probably be my personal achievement, whereas the sort of more global achievement would be the degree, in my opinion. Yeah. Got one from Joe. Is there one thing that you really, really, in block capitals, want to do this year? Well, apart from have a really good year and just have fun and enjoy myself, I think it's going to be really random. But the thing I probably want to do the most is actually a flash mob. I've always wanted to be part of a flash mob. You see them sometimes, and you're just like, oh, that's fantastic. I mean, if it's going to involve dancing, I'm probably not going to be very good at it. So I hope if I do one, it's not. And I'm not sure how you find out about these things. Is there like a flash mob convention group or something? You just like decide when you're going to do a flash mob and then do it. I don't know. So my hope this year is to be involved in a flash mob, and just because I think they're absolutely hilarious and I love watching videos of them online. So to be part of that would be brilliant. And I have Nicola next, who's asked me a couple of questions, so I'll go through them. Who is your number one guest you really want to meet? And I'm assuming that's a convention. Number one is probably going to be Joss Whedon. I think his shows are fantastic. Films, everything about them I think is perfect. So probably to meet him would be the icing on the cake of any event or person, just because he's sort of affected my life in lots of ways. I made lots of friends because of his shows. But sort of convention guest wise, because I don't think he would do it, come over to one over here, probably be Nathan Fillion. He's probably really top of my list. I mean, what's not to love about Nathan Fillion? He's just amazing in every possible way. So he's, and then you've got Buffy, Firefly, and Dr. Horrible all in one guest. So you can't get much better than that at all. So yeah, Joss or Nathan. She also asked, what's the worst movie you've ever paid to see? That's a very easy question for me. It would be Brick. Like this crappy drugs film. It was horrifically bad. I went to the cinema with like 10 people to see it, and every single one of us came out hating it. It was like the worst 2 hours of my life. I wouldn't even bother going on IMDb to look it up, because it's not even worth your time doing that. Don't bother. Terrible. And my best memory of 2012. I don't really have just like one memory of 2012. It's very difficult. There's lots of moments that have made the year special. I really like just meeting people and spending time with my friends, and just the best memory of 2012 is just people, and just seeing the people that I love and people that I've met, just being happy and getting on, and that's probably it. Like meeting everyone at conventions, and also at the beginning of the year was lucky enough to go and spend a month in America with some of my really good friends who I made when I studied abroad over there. So it's just been fantastic to see these people, catch up with them, and meet new people as well. So that probably best of 2012. Best memory 2012? People in general. And Sarah has asked me, what has been your most amazing place you have ever visited? And that's, for me, that's an easy one. It's got to be Yellowstone Park. As you know, I'm a huge geek about like rocks and the earth and physics. So going to Yellowstone had always been a massive, massive dream of mine. So when I actually got to go there, I was kind of blown away by the beauty of it, by just everything about it. It's the perfect place. It's so tranquil, and yet there's like this raging inferno underneath it. So I think the best place is Grand Prismatic in Yellowstone Park. Grand Prismatic is this big sort of geyser pool thing, and all the algae around it's different colours because of different temperatures. So it's hottest in the middle, so it's got a different colour algae sort of going out in rings from outside of it, and it's spectacular. If you walk around the path, you see it from the side, and the colours are phenomenal. And when I went with my Trek America group, there's some hills behind it, so we climbed the hills and then turned around to sort of get an overhead view of this, and it's just the most spectacular natural creation I've ever seen. The most beautiful thing. I tried to look at a picture to show you guys, but I couldn't find it. It's in a bag somewhere, but I've lost the bag. It's in my room, but I just don't know where. But sitting there, we sat there for about an hour, pretty much in complete silence, like 13 of us just looking down on this site, and it was beyond words and beyond beautiful. So that's definitely the best place I've ever been. I've never felt like that anywhere else in the world. And I will go back tomorrow just to sit on the top of that hill and sort of, I don't know, bask in it, if you will. My number one place for sure. Well, I guess that's me. It's a very long vlog, very long. I'm sorry. If you've made it to the end of this, congratulations. You deserve a medal. I'll buy you a drink next time I see you. But yes, thank you very much for watching. I'll do another one when I go and see another film. And then if you've got anything you want to ask me in the meantime, just send me a tweet or Facebook or text even, and I'll answer them next time. But as for now, thank you very much, and have a great night, everyone. See you later.